everyone. This is the Popcorn Heroes review of The Mandalorian,
a Disney Plus show.
I was just like, what are you pointing at?
That's what I wanted from Peugeot, but you did it. Thanks, Chantal.
You're welcome.
The song
is amazing.
The song is very, very
Man, oh God.
Good old Ludwig. He's done it again.
That guy, man. Black Panther. He's done this. I think he did another Brian Cooler. He did the Rocky one.
Creed.
Yeah, that guy's. He's so good, man. He's so good. He did the theme song for Patriot Act.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, that's the song.
He did Fruitvale Station as well.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, his name is Ludwig?
Ludwig grows in some shit.
Yeah.
Butchered
his name.
Yeah.
Goran's son.
There you go, Goran's son.
But the O has like two dots.
It's Swedish. Is this? Yeah, Swedish. The Swedish people do those two dots.
Yes, he is
Puerto
Swedish.
Ricans do that too. It's in the Spanish language.
He is Swedish.
The two dots.
The two dots.
You put them in
the two dots over the O.
We put them. Yeah, in Spanish you have it too.
He's worked with Childish Gambino several times.
Makes sense.
So you automatically love him.
So good.
I wonder what songs he did. I gotta hear it now.
I'll let you know.
Thanks, man. I am Armando. With me, as always, is Pedro.
Hello.
God's gift, Orlando,
Yo.
and Egio and stuff. The one and only Chantal.
Hello.
What's up, dudes? Today we're all gonna review The Mandalorian, as Pedro said, the Disney Plus show.
Yes.
Pedro, give me the premise.
All right, very basic premise with zero spoilers. I'm going to give the same amount of spoilers that the trailers gave. That means a certain character will be omitted. So,
Nice. Thanks, Pedro. Now I want to know who that character is. Great.
watch the show or listen to the
I bet
spoiler
I'll love
part.
that character.
So, this show is called The Mandalorian, and ta-da, it follows a Mandalorian bounty hunter that does bounties. He's unnamed. You don't know his face. You don't know his name.
He's just a Mando.
It's got a nice Western space vibe. It's awesome.
But kind of tribal at the same time.
Kind of tribal at the same time. It's pretty much him doing jobs, getting into trouble. That's about it. I'm not going to add any more stuff to it.
That's it, man. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
Cool, Pedro, man. You're flawless, man.
Thank you.
You have
I
a
appreciate
flawless
that.
record right now. Yeah, so that is The Mandalorian.
I fucking love it.
An 8-episode, half hour, except the last one, which is an hour.
Yeah, it's a nice 4-hour movie if you really want to power through it.
That is true.
Not bad.
Worth it.
Not bad.
It's like 5 hours, right?
No, dude.
2, 4, 6. So that's 1, 2, 3.
Hold on, we're
4.5 hours. 4.5 hours. So Orlando, your rating
No, it's
and
3
your
and a-
short thoughts.
It's 3.5.
I give it a 3.
How dare you?
I liked it.
You liked it. Okay.
I thought it does feel like Star Wars. It has a very Star Wars like vibe to it, which is good in terms of like what it's trying to do. I just felt that for the most part, there's not much of a story. It's very
Episodic.
very
It's straight up Cowboy Bebop.
yeah, very filler based, and the filler didn't offer a lot of character development or an interesting perspective that kept me engaged. So I kind of, which is good. What's good about it is that it's 8 episodes, so the filler end fast. It kind of reminded me of like Samurai Champloo, where like they're going on a journey, so you can literally watch the first episode and watch the last episode, and you don't have to watch anything else because they end that journey at the last episode. But it kind of reminded me of that, of like they're going on this journey, and then it circles back around. Yeah. So other than that, like I really liked that. I feel like I like some of the side characters. I felt like there was one or two side characters. I felt like it was acting kind of bad. That was kind of off. But I did like some of the things they introduced that were pretty interesting. And yeah,
I agree. I give it a 4.5 out of 5.
shit.
I really like this show. God, man. Because it's Star Wars, dude. It hit every beat of Star Wars that I loved. That I love, not loved. That I love. I said it. So, I didn't mind the filler. Because the thing is, it gives you that... It gave you the character development of the Mandalorian and his companion. And I think, of course, the companion didn't give you that much character development, but you get it from the Mandalorian.
I think I
And
don't
the
really.
Mandalorian had, you could see who he is as a person, and why he does things.
I kind of see that, but I really don't think it did. I really don't think it gave you that much of a development for him. I think for the most part, I think it just kind of shows you of like the characters that he gets involved with more. I think for the most part, it does a more of a deep dive to the character he's involved with more than it does him.
Because that's the introduction episode for those characters.
Right, of course.
To see them and understand why they come back at the end.
Right. No,
That's the whole
I mean,
point.
on the filler episode, there are new characters that are not.
Yeah.
They don't come back at the end. And I just
Yeah.
felt like it mostly revolved around them and their relation to the Mandalore.
But they also
But-
give the character development because how he interacts with them and how he feels at the end of it.
I really don't feel like there was much there. But
Okay.
that's
Cool.
That's
We'll get into it then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like the show. So, crazy thing about the show. This is all filmed in a green screen.
I don't think so. There had to be sets.
Of course, there's sets,
Oh, with green screen in the back.
but the whole thing is green
Okay.
screen.
Oh, that's just like every movie.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
No,
Like,
it's
that's
not.
what I
It's not an
remember.
on location thing. It's literally
Yeah.
in a studio.
That's like most
and they
movies.
put like a table and then some props, and then the whole
Okay.
thing is green screen.
That's fine. That
And-
makes sense.
and-
I'm cool with that.
And that's amazing,
That's
dude.
fine.
yeah,
'cause
I mean, a lot of movies.
I mean,
do
a
that.
lot of movies are like
Yeah, a lot of movies do that, but this whole show did it, and it feels bigger than that. You know, it feels like there was so much more. You know what I'm saying? Like it felt real. It felt like it was like there. You know what I'm saying? It felt like the original trilogy, and it was able to do that without having to do all that, and which is fucking insane because everything looks so real. You know, I really enjoyed that. And when I read that, it blew my mind.
Yeah, I think for the most part, the set pieces and the environments look pretty cool. There's just one place that looked too clean for what they're trying to go by, like the setting wise. I'm just like, this looks like very like set, like a nice clean set.
It looked like a set. Is
Yeah.
what you're saying.
I'm curious about what that is. I
Okay.
think I have an idea, but okay.
Yeah.
Pedro, what did you think?
I give it a 4.5 out of
Woohoo!
5.
Give me 5, Pedro.
You guys are.
Yeah.
So I'm biased because you just said it reminds you of Cowboy Bebop, and guess what? My favorite fucking anime in the whole wide world is Cowboy
Bebop.
fucking Bebop. So filler, I love it. You know why? It's world building, my friend. World building, and
Right.
character development with certain characters. Yes, the side characters, the guest stars, for the most part, were pretty shitty actors. I agree with that. It took me out of it a few times, but you know what? That's okay, because there were way more good shit going on, and I had a fucking blast. And I thought the special effects were fantastic. The action was great. Damn, I don't want to get into shit.
All right, but the thing is that I feel like the acting is justified in a sense of like it's almost a different director every episode. So
But that doesn't justify the show having the
it
differences.
does if you think about it, because some
There were-
directors are better at directing people than other ones. You know what I'm
So,
saying?
I mean, I'll just get into a specific spot. So, in the last episode, it's directed by Taika.
Yeah.
And there is a specific comedic moment that was funny, but it took me away from the rest of the show. I'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah.
So, yes, I get what you're saying, that each director kind of put in their own thing.
But
But that doesn't stop
but
the
that was-
guest stars from acting all shitty, and all of them. Not one guest star acted good. Not one. Well, yeah.
I mean,
Well, we'll get into it.
but you had this MMA wrestler.
Yes.
She never acted well.
No.
but she acted decently in this show.
She sucked. She sucked.
I think Bill Burr did a good job.
But Bert did a good job.
He sucked.
All right, Chantal. Well, Your rating and your small thoughts.
I give it a 4.8.
Whoa, Chantal, give me 5. Woo!
Yeah.
Am I the only one who's like, this is an okay
Orlando, you
show?
fucking
Shut up,
suck,
Orlando.
Orlando.
This this show is great.
Don't harass me for not liking this movie.
I'll harass anyone I want. No, I'm just kidding.
Right,
Don't
Johnson, be
harass
careful.
people.
Remember, no spoilers.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna try and not have spoilers. I really, really, really love this show. To me, it was kind of like a mind you, obviously we saw this before, like the Rise of Skywalker came out and everything, and I really, really liked how it felt like I had Star Wars back. I love pretty much most of the characters, the development of them. I like that it's episodic. I like that there's still mystery to it. A lot of the times, a lot of people are so caught up with wanting all these answers and this huge lore and this whole like plot twist and this instead of
What I
just
wanted.
like, no man, sometimes it's okay to just fucking enjoy something for what it fucking is. Like, I don't need, like, I feel like everybody gets so caught up, like, for example, like when Dark Knight came out, everything was so like Dark Knighty,
yeah.
and
Everything had to be dark.
and everything had to be angst and
Yeah.
meh, and I was just fucking tired of it. I was so over it after a while.
People are like, oh, this shit's successful. I'll do that.
Yeah, it's just so tiring.
It is.
And they did the same thing when freaking Guardians of the Galaxy came out. Great. These
Everything
are all
had to-
great movies.
But after that, everything
But
had to be
after
funny.
that, everybody has to be like fucking Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm just like, bro. I'm like, if I want to see that movie, I'll go watch that movie.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need every fucking movie that comes out of these franchises to be the same goddamn thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like Mandalorian because, again, it was episodic. I personally felt it had very anime-like tendencies. And I am a fucking weeb, and I love that shit. And it's really hard for people to have anime-like tendencies on real life shows
And
or
pull it
movies
off.
and
It's
pull
crazy.
it off. It's super, super hard because pretty much 99% of them end up being shit because you can't.
Gets too campy.
You just can't really bring an anime style kind of plot or even aesthetic sometimes and make it work. Now, with this, I felt like it was like a mix of that episodic anime feel with Star Wars, and it felt also like a lot of the scenes, even though I know it's very heavily VFX, it still has its practical effects, and it also feels still very 80s to me. It has a very 80s feel to me, which
Interesting.
I like. Like, there's definitely not the whole thing, but there's certain scenes because
It's probably because it felt way more practical than the last few movies.
yeah, but I think it is
I
because
think
of the
CG is
practicality.
so jarring. Lately.
I think it's also the color scheme and a lot of the episodes. Not all episodes. Don't fucking come at me. I know about visual effects more than you. I really enjoyed the color scheme and the color grading that they did a lot. It had a very. I'm not saying like all episodes felt like that. I'm just saying a good chunk of some of the episodes, like, you know, kind of like when you watch Willow or when you watch like those kind of movies or like Neverending Story. It has that feel. I had that feel with Mandalorian in a lot of parts, and I really, really enjoyed that. I enjoyed that the way Mandalorian made me feel. Yeah, some of the guest actors were meh. Like, I was definitely annoyed with a particular episode, but I know we're not doing spoilers. But honestly, I was fine with it. Yeah, I was even fine with the MMA fighter. I don't know what y'all want. An Oscar fucking actress? What do you want
She
from
was
her?
okay. She was okay.
She was fine. What do you need?
thing is
She's
that
just
she-
a chick who fucking
she's
can hold a
historically-
big ass gun.
She's historically a terrible actress. Her problem, and I realized when I was watching the show, her problem is that she has no facial expressions.
exactly.
I'm gonna get into the specific scene, and that's
Yeah.
what makes her a terrible actress. But go ahead, wrap it up.
I've seen worse.
Cool. So that is what we thought. Pedro, did you recommend it?
highly recommend it.
Chantel.
I recommend
Absolutely.
it. I recommend it so much that there was someone at my job that didn't like Star Wars that much, and I told her to watch Mandalorian, and she's like, I can't wait for season 2.
Damn.
So there you go.
There you go.
I would recommend it to anyone that doesn't like Star Wars.
I would too. Yep. Chantel, you said
Absolutely.
Orlando.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Hater.
Sorry, I'm eating.
I liked the show. I gave it a 3. That's a like.
Hater.
Orlando, I believe you.
I definitely recommend it. I've been telling everybody to watch this show. Like, I really, really enjoy it. It's so good. But let's get into them spoilers.
Disney Plus is worth it just for Mandalorian and for Jeff Goldblum.
And then you cancel it as soon as it's over. That's what everyone's doing.
Yeah.
Until
No, I mean,
WandaVision
I'm
comes
a
out.
Disney file, so I love Disney. I'll watch everything in there. But I'm saying that if you don't really care about Disney by itself, Mandalorian and Jeff Goldblum.
Now get it and watch Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah, that's coming out soon. Watch
No,
it.
No, it's there now. Just the new
Oh,
season's
I
coming
think
out
right.
soon.
Okay. Rebels is over. Okay. Yes, definitely get with Disney Plus. Watch Mandalorian. Pay that $12 for a month. Worth it. Spoilers ahead.
Okay.
Spoilers. We're gonna into spoilers. Spoilers.
All right.
Spoilers. I fucking love Baby Yoda.
Everybody loves Baby Yoda, dude.
Baby Yoda is my
So
life.
good, dude.
The
And I will
child.
burn Disney down if they do anything to hurt him.
He's okay. Like he's
I
cute.
need you to
Good,
shut
good.
up.
But he's very overrated. Like he's
No, he's
not.
adorable.
He's great,
He's
dude.
not overrated.
I love
but-
him.
So the main reason why I like that dynamic so much is because it has the whole lone wolf and cub dynamic. We were even talking about that. That's been used a lot. Like look at Death Stranding.
Yeah.
It's literally the badass lone character, but then he has to have the father tendencies.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like a trope that we've seen in
There's
many
that other
things.
zombie game.
Last of Us.
The Last of Us, of course, the same thing. Clearly not a baby, but the same idea. It's
The father.
Yeah, it's the father figure trying to,
Protect.
like nurture again after a traumatizing past and to find a family again. Like there's
Matriarchy
so much.
over patriarchy.
There you go.
What?
Oh, okay. I
No,
saw it.
I'm just saying.
Oh
That's
no,
what it
I
is.
thought you were gonna keep going.
No. I mean, I can, but I'm letting you go.
That's
But yeah,
good.
no, I thought it was great. I thought he did fucking fantastic.
Yeah, the puppetry in that fucking Baby Yoda is amazing.
Yeah. I mean,
I
half
love it.
half of it was puppetry and half of it was CG, and then you couldn't tell where it blended. It was very, very well,
Well, I
made.
can, but that's because.
But yes.
But I love it.
I could tell too when he was in the fucking bubble. But anyways, it was pretty damn good. The side characters, I love the side characters. I really like Queel, which is voiced by Nick Nolte. I have spoken. I really liked.
That shit became such a big thing like after that episode.
Oh yeah. Well, that one and then this is
This is the way.
This is the way.
Oh my god, I saw a meme of the what's the Sonic character? The
Robotnik?
Do you know the way?
Oh, Knuckles.
Knuckles is the Do you know the way meme, but they had the Mandalorian on
This
him.
is the way.
And this is the way. It was the best thing ever.
That's pretty good.
I love it.
So side characters, Bill Burr wasn't that bad. I was just hating. And
But now spoiler-free people wouldn't know that now, Pedro.
yeah, no. He wasn't bad. But who was the worst character? Was the fucking
The young kid.
yes.
He,
Oh my god.
He wasn't that good. But, I mean.
Oh, the fresh-faced bounty hunter?
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
that
I
guy.
hated that kid. I fucking
Yeah, he was
hated that kid. He was acting so bad.
Yeah, he was
so
bad.
bad. That episode to me was the weakest of all the episodes, just because it was so closely tied to A New Hope. Pretty much what you had to do was watch A New Hope and then watch this. This was also a great world building episode, but an episode on its own, it wasn't that good. So world building because you got to see the before and after of Tatooine. You got to see when it was occupied by the Empire and when it's no longer occupied by the Empire.
Yeah.
And one of the great examples was when he walks into the bar, it's run by droids.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things they mentioned in A New Hope. We don't allow your kind in there, where the droids had to wait outside. So it was just like this crazy 180 that the entire town just did. So it was nice seeing that. And that was pretty much the main purpose of that episode. It was pure
World building.
fanfic. Fanfic.
It was, but it also was world-building.
No, fanfic isn't the word.
Fan service.
Fan service. There you go.
But it also was world-building.
It was
though.
world-building,
Because
exactly.
it's letting you know what... Tatooine's still around, you know?
Yep.
And this is what
it's still
happened
there.
to them
And you-
after it all.
And you saw the stormtrooper head, so they definitely, revolted. As soon as they were like, all right, here we go. Let's start shooting the shit out of these guys and fucking get rid of them. So,
Yeah.
But that comedian chick, the one that took care of the child, she took me out of it too. I didn't like her acting at all either. I was just like, man, all the
It was
actors.
exaggerated.
I think that's Amy
Sedaris, it says it here, yeah.
Amy Sedaris.
I didn't like it. I know they were putting in all these people because they're friends of them, and everyone was having fun. It's a fun show overall.
She wasn't there enough for me to give a shit about her acting.
It's just taking me out of it.
So since we're talking about
Not
acting,
too sensitive.
what I was talking about acting is the MMA wrestler. What's her name again? I forgot.
Gina Carano.
Gina Carano. So the problem with her, as I mentioned, is her
this?
Gina Carano, the MMA girl.
Oh, okay.
The problem with her is her facial expression she has done when she's acting. So the scene when Mando was literally dying, her face was the same. She's like, "Oh, it's gonna be okay, Mando. I'm gonna get you out of here." I'm just like, where's your fucking facial expression of your worried face? You know, it was just a blank stare face. I'm like, I'm gonna get you out of here. Spirit, like, I'm gonna get you out of here. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna get you like
Right.
concerned. There's nothing there. It was just like
when everyone else's problem to me was too exaggerated, which
Her was
threw me
nothing.
out. Hers was the opposite. And the only reason why we're calling her out is because she had way more screen time than all the other guest stars. It's the only reason why I'm calling her out.
But that's the only problem with her acting, because there's scenes when she doesn't need to have facial expressions where it works. Like, damn, it looks good.
Yeah, 'cause she's just a quiet badass, and I'm like, ooh,
It
there we
makes
go.
good, looks
and even in
good.
the fight, like, okay,
Yeah, it looks
because
good.
obviously she could fight, so she was doing her moves.
But then when it comes to giving you emotion and like that some acting is all in the face, you know what I'm saying? Like how do you do the subtle emotions that you're feeling or
Yeah.
the character's feeling? And sometimes you don't see that when you
I
need
mean,
to
it's
see
not
that.
always in the face because clearly Mando.
That's
doesn't show
also
his
true.
face.
But
Body
it's
language.
his
Body language.
Body
It's not the
language.
voice, it's body language.
But
I think voice also helps.
Yeah, man.
I'm not saying she's like an amazing actress, but I also just I think she did the job fine. Like it was whatever. I'm not watching it for her. Like
Yeah.
she's just a side character.
And then you talking about Mando, I'm like, that gives you how good of an actor Pedro Pascal is. Like,
Yeah,
he's
but
fucking killed it.
he better be if he's gonna
Yeah.
be the main actor. You know what I mean?
He's super killed
I
it,
mean,
man.
they had Hayden Christensen, so don't say the main actor will be a good actor.
That's
well, I mean, yeah,
We've been
but
traumatized by the Star Wars universe before.
Touche.
I know, but we're talking about
Mm-hmm.
why in this situation for a 30-minute show, I think he's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy with Mando and Pedro Pascal, and I'm pretty much happy with most of them. Yeah, sure, some of them are like meh, but I wasn't too
Right.
bothered by
It's
it.
not enough for you to nitpick at it or.
Yeah,
complain
it
about
really isn't. It's just
fine.
kind of like it's just fine.
So the episode that was a lot of exaggeration was the Prison Break episode, where all
Oh
the
my
acting
God.
was super exaggerated,
I hated
and I did
it.
not like that.
I hated
You
it.
hated the episode?
The
I hated
episode,
them.
Yeah, it was too over the top, dude.
They were just too much,
It was
and it was
way
just
too
really
much.
annoying. I
Yeah, it
know
took
they're
me out of
supposed
it.
to be annoying, but they were way too annoying.
So the
Yeah.
thing that took me out of it,
and she's a great actress.
yeah,
Th-
it
but
was
she's
like, oh
fucking.
my god, another Harley Quinn. Like I
and she was
fucking
just
got annoyed
over
by
the
it.
top. She was over the top, and she's a good actress because everything else she's been in, she's been good.
And the guy too, the Space Boston dude, was
Bill Burr.
also not that good.
Oh,
Space Boston. I like that. I like that.
Orlando.
So it's canon.
Space
Boston.
Boston.
There's a space Boston in a galaxy
it
far,
just
far away.
really wasn't that good.
I thought he did good.
I think he was the best one out of all of them.
but
though.
I like him as a comedian, so I'm biased.
I've never seen him as a comedian. I didn't know who the fuck he was before.
He's
I'm not-
he's
I'm not sure.
he's very vulgar. You won't
Yeah,
like
I'm
it.
not sure if you'll like his comedy. But
Maybe you
then
will,
I probably will.
No, she won't.
Probably not.
So funny enough, I actually liked that episode. It
was a good episode for the
I like
acting.
all
The episode
episodes.
was fine. I like the idea of the whole
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
I just think that the acting
Took me out of it.
really was just they were trying too hard.
Way too hard.
They were trying too hard, and it just kind of it felt like I had this is how it felt like. I felt like I had my cool anime scene, and then I had these like random DC characters show up that made no sense in style. Like the style of their acting made zero sense.
It was
with
exaggerated.
everyone
'Cause it was
else.
over the
Even
top.
even,
It was just
even Mr.
weird.
Krabs was exaggerated.
I just didn't
But
like it.
so I actually rolled with it for the most part. But I don't like how I liked how the first 3 episodes they didn't hold your hand with the plot as far as like backstory of the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
But in this episode, they must have mentioned at least 3 or 4 times, "Oh, you don't like droids, do you?" Yes, I fucking know he doesn't like droids. You don't have to keep reminding me that his character revolves around not liking droids.
Yeah.
I already saw the flashbacks of the Clone Wars from the first 3 episodes without mentioning any word, and the way he treated droids. I already knew he didn't like droids.
Yeah.
But it was this episode where they had to force
They
it to
fisted
you
into your face, yeah.
multiple times. Oh, that's right. Mando doesn't like droids. Oh, yeah, he doesn't like droids. Oh, shoot the droid. I'm just like,
Honestly, out of-
my God, you shut the fuck up.
Out
I
of
get
all
it.
the episodes, this was my least favorite episode.
No, it's definitely the rookie.
No, I would say I would agree because the thing about the rookie, I liked it for the sense of at the end of it, it was the what's her name, dude? The Asian lady.
Oh, the director. Yeah, who she was.
No, not the director, dude.
No,
the Asian lady.
The Mulan.
The bounty.
Oh, it was Ming-Na Wen. Okay, yeah,
I liked her. I liked her. You know, I think this episode was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard.
The one that you're talking about with Ming-Na Wen? No, that was a Dave Filoni one.
That was Dave Filoni, and that's why
reason
the
I-
acting was off.
I feel like the
Because
reason
Dave Filoni's
that
the animator.
the Prison Break one bothered me is because, okay, so the rookie, sure, you have one bad actor. You have multiple bullshit acting in the prison, like all at once. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And honestly, the Twi'leks are like my favorite race in Star Wars. And she ruined it.
Is it Twi'lek or Twi'lek?
Twi'lek?
I don't know.
Whatever. Dude.
Whatever.
At this
Potato,
point.
potato.
Yeah.
Twi'lek. They pronounced it multiple times. Kind of like AT-AT and AT-AT, which I just found out thanks to the
I
video
hate
game.
at.
Whatever.
I know, but they mentioned that in the video game. AT-AT.
It's AT-AT, baby.
So it's already canon that it's both. Same way that it's canon that it's Twi'lek and Twi'lek.
Either way, she was annoying as fuck.
She was, and she's
Dear
a good actress
Lord,
though,
I
and that's
know,
the
but
terrible
she
thing
was-
about
But
it.
that's the thing.
Horrible.
That's
Over
the
the
thing.
top.
The character is supposed to be annoying.
Were they supposed to be annoying?
I think they were supposed to be menacing, and they never
there's-
were.
I think they were supposed to be dicks,
They
but
were
instead they were just being annoying. Like if I would have been Mando, I would have been like, "Fuck this noise," and I would have just gone.
this noise.
I would have fuck Space Boston, dude, and I would have gone somewhere else to get another
Fuck
job.
Space Boston.
Like, yeah, man, it was just so annoying. I was literally the whole episode. I was really annoyed through most of it, then enjoying it. I did enjoy it because of Mando and everything else, but honestly, I was more annoyed through the whole thing. I was hoping they all died,
Yeah, I know.
and they didn't.
To be
I
honest,
really
at the
wanted
end,
them to
I thought
all
they
die.
died, but
I wanted
you
them to all
realized
die.
they were locked up instead.
They're Disney-fying him. Remember,
Yeah.
he has a child, so he's starting to learn to love.
That's true. Orlando, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I didn't really have a problem with that episode. It kind of showed how kind of badass he is in the episode a lot.
Yeah.
They could have done that without annoying ass.
They could have, but we got what we got. So you had to take the good with the bad,
I know.
and you kind of see how badass he is in that episode.
Yeah.
The episode I didn't like, I think, is the episode beforehand where he has to save the village or whatever.
You didn't like that one? The one with the
that
ATST?
I didn't like
That was
it.
like episode
in the
4,
sense
right?
that I felt,
I liked it because it was 7 samurai, but with just 2 of them.
but it felt out of place in like in terms of like everybody looks so clean, and that's why I meant like the aesthetic of like everyone just looked clean. Everyone looked too like
I mean, the way I saw it was like they were essentially Native Americans.
no, but like I'm saying like they live like it basically these people attack them. They're supposed to. I would expect them to look more rugged.
No,
yeah,
'cause
but they weren't getting attacked all the time. It was every
Yeah.
time they had a harvest,
Yeah.
right?
Which is
Was it?
every year,
It's
which is
harvest.
the exact same story as
Yeah.
7 Samurai
So
or A Bug's Life
But
for
that's
other
what,
Disney.
but that's what
Plus.
I thought about because of Last Samurai. And all that.
So
It looked clean when they were living in their village. So I'm just like that never crossed my mind. Just like
Right.
it's a Asian Japanese village.
If they got
Been at
attacked,
peace.
if they got attacked every day, I would agree
Yes.
with Orlando's.
Okay,
I would
Yeah, but
agree
it
with
was-
that.
Since they mentioned it was harvest,
It was
that's why I
harvest.
was like,
okay, that makes sense.
Which would be what, a quarter, I guess, every few months, something like that.
No, every planet's
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
yeah, exactly.
But I like that episode because again, it brought in the world building of the culture of the mask. I mean, yes, we already saw. Oh, is it true you guys never take your helmets off? Which is already sprinkled in there. But here you get the full thing of like,
Yeah.
She's like, when was the last time you took it off? Oh, yesterday. When was the last time someone saw your face? Oh, since I was a child. And there it is. And that's where they start bringing it in.
Yeah.
And I really like that. I really like that they added the Mandalorian culture that's not in the comics or in the books because we've always had to learn about them through other media.
yeah.
And yeah, the show kind of sprinkled about it
A
too.
little
But
bit.
again, in the show, it's just like, hey, it's another planet. There's a group of people. It's a warrior race.
So
but they never went into customs.
So let's talk about that because I feel like that's the biggest question people will have when they're watching this show. So is the Mandalorian right now his thing is a cult. Is his
He said it's a creed.
Is his family? Is the Mandalorian culture still around? Does the Mandalorian planet still exist? Is this a sect of a Mandalorian? What's going on here? And I'm pretty sure that's the question a lot of people will have when they watch
I mean,
the
they
show.
kind of answered some of those already.
I feel everyone says I thought you guys were extinct. So there you go. The planet is probably annihilated with all of them gone. And there's probably splinter groups, and this is probably one of the splinter groups. As you can see, he was saved by Death Watch. For those that watch the show, they were very extreme with their customs, very warlike. So probably that's where the customs of this particular group come into play. Of like, oh, now we're in hiding, so you can't show your face and all that. So I think it's just an extreme group of survivors. And then the survival mentality just added further to it. So
Yeah, it seemed like there was different faction. It seemed like each faction has a code that they go by. They probably use a solid foundation, but they all do like their own.
yeah, this
their own
particular
thing.
tribe.
Right.
But of course, we don't know. But the show made it seem like this was the last tribe or one of the last tribes. I don't think that's the case, but that's what the show did make it seem like. I was talking about this with someone at work, so I wanted to bring this up. So at the end, when you see the pile of helmets, did that mean that they took off their helmet and quit?
I think they quit.
Or did they die?
I think they quit and ran because of at the end. So the only way they could get out is if they got rid of their Mandalorian armor.
Oh,
So I think some of them probably died on the way out. But the only way they could have escaped is if they shed their Mandalorian.
So someone in my job was saying that. I thought, when I watched the episode, I thought that they died.
No.
And then she was just, and then the armor smith was just picking up the armor to remake it into better armor, like she did with.
No, I think they all just been like, we need to get out of here because we're caught.
I'd like to rewatch it and see how she words it because.
I thought they died.
I thought they died.
Because
I
for
thought they
me,
died because part of their honor is to never take it off.
Right.
Unless they're dying.
That's what I thought so as well. But what he's saying, someone else also mentioned that, and there is a point to that.
because when they help Mando get out, they were hiding in that world.
Yeah, and he said you have to find a new covenant.
You have to find a new hiding spot because they're known there already.
Yeah, and they said this is the way.
And yeah, exactly. This is the way. So essentially, it's like they were back into the underground. And probably the general came in with his people and then tried to shoot them out. And they're like, "Oh, we got to run away." So they shed their armor and they try to escape. Whoever escaped, and whoever died.
I feel like they would have escaped with their armor.
Yeah.
To another planet.
I actually agree with you. I mean,
Yeah.
what you're saying is a good point,
Like,
which it could be a way. Maybe in season 2 they'll get into it a little more.
I feel like
but I'm more with they died
with
their armor because they're fucking hardcore.
And the ones that escaped, because she did say some escaped.
Yeah.
You know, some
They
did
escaped
go off.
with their armor and just fucking dipped.
Yeah, because they have ships.
When I was
Ships,
watching,
so-
I the way she phrased it for me is like they shed their armor to escape because the only way they could have escaped.
I'll take another look
think-
though. It's an interesting question.
Honestly, to me, I don't think that. I mean, maybe, but I really don't. Unless that, because he did say that if you take it off, then you can't put it back on.
And right,
Then you would
you're
not
done.
be part of the creed anymore.
You would be an outcast.
Yeah, you would literally not be a Mandalorian anymore. But if you, so I guess that is an option. But I feel like if you really are as hardcore as they were showing Mandalorians to be, they would have just escaped or died.
Especially since Jon Favreau was the one that called him a fucking coward. The heavy.
Because
So-
I feel like he's the one of the ones that got away and he'll be back season 2.
yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, it's fucking Jon Favreau. Of course he's going to bring himself in.
The thing is, I felt when she was saying that there's bigger presence of these old Empire troopers, because when you first get introduced to that planet, they weren't there. They were only in where the Mando dropped off the baby.
You're right.
After
and he was surprised when he saw them. You're
exactly.
right.
And
so there
just-
was no.
It was overrun by troopers. So they were like, the only way we could get the fuck out of here is if we shed our armor. Because if they saw any Mandalorians, they would have been shot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I took it as, oh, they shed their armor to survive and escape. That's how I saw it. So if not, they would have never survived. They would all died. So I think that's what I got from it. So if you see it again, let me know what you think about that.
Now you're on the topic of the Empire. How'd you guys feel about Moff Gideon, played by Giancarlo Esposito,
Love him.
Gustavo Fring?
Amazing.
I thought he was
great. The problem is that like why is still people still falling around a general that doesn't exist?
Well,
He's not a general anymore.
I kind of like.
Well,
how-
he's right. His
Because the
title-
Empire's over.
right. His title
Right,
Moff. But there's still faction groups that still
yeah.
stay with the idea. Look at the fucking white supremacists still with the Nazi shit. When the Nazis are long gone, they're still there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You can kill the leader, but the idea lives on.
Yeah. If there's a strong enough leader to pick up the slack,
Yeah.
there will be a splinter group. Like clearly the Empire is nowhere near what they used to be, but there's a small little group there.
Yeah, and I did like his introduction to the
Yeah.
to the universe of like, I know all of you motherfuckers, and I'm
Right.
gonna call you all out by name, and it just shows that he has like
Yeah, well, they mentioned he was ISB, which is
Yeah.
technically the KGB. So it made sense that he knew everyone's fucking dirt, which is great.
yeah.
And it was also nice because it sprinkled in character development for all of them because we didn't know who anyone else was.
No.
So we saw she was from Alderaan, which was really cool because that explains why she fucking hates the Empire. Alderaan's blown up for
Yeah.
those that don't know. And then Carl Weathers' character was like a disgraced magistrate, which kind of means like a sheriff. Like he used to be a lawman.
Probably.
So that explains why he knows his way around a gun and shit like that. And then, of course, he knew this guy's name, which we finally found his name. It was Din Djarin?
Yeah.
Din Djarin.
How'd you guys feel about them actually giving him a name and showing his face?
I'm okay
at
with
the
that.
end?
There's a whole-
It was gonna happen.
I didn't
the
mind.
show's
I actually
Yeah.
did not think that was going to happen. I was very surprised that they did that. That they revealed
I
his
thought it was
face.
leading up to it the
I
whole
didn't.
time.
I didn't mind them showing. I mean, having him having a name. I didn't like the reveal of his face.
You thought it should have been a little more...
I felt it was like kind of anticlimactic. The last time,
I do agree with that.
yeah,
The way it was filmed, I do agree with that.
the last time we had a reveal of someone taking off their mask and we saw their face was Darth Vader, and his face
Well,
was
technically Kylo as well.
Kylo. That's true. But I mean, the most iconic one is Vader,
Right.
And so that was the kind of vibe I was getting. That like, oh shit, his face is gonna be fucked up.
I think they cut, right? I think that maybe that's why, because there was a cut.
I don't remember how they did it.
Because
but-
I don't think it was fully like you were looking at him and went,
No, you can see his face. You see.
I know, but I'm saying when you're taking it off, what makes it awesome is the suspense of the helmet coming off.
Right, he's just trying to see how they
So
spliced
what
the scene.
was it?
I
Was
don't
it
know.
him coming up?
I don't know.
They cut to the robot and then they cut to him again. You know.
I don't know, but just the way that his face is all clean, whatever. I just felt like it was like, like
I mean, it wasn't clean.
It's Pedro Pascal.
He had helmet
Pascal was very
hair.
clean.
I mean,
He had helmet hair. He had blood.
He was dirty. He was sweaty.
Nah,
he was bleeding.
I wanted some.
He looked like he's been in a helmet
What did you
for
want?
weeks.
I wanted some shit. I wanted some whoa.
some crust.
No, man.
So
It's
what-
fine.
Wait, did you want to see Deadpool's face? Oh,
Yeah.
I wanted something. So I felt like the reveal of his face was a little bit anticlimactic. That's all. I did like the meaning behind it. Like, I don't trust droids, and at the end, it's like, I'm
droid saves your
trusting
life.
you
yes,
to
I'm
save
trusting
me.
you to save me. Yeah,
I-
it went full circle.
Yeah, I went full circle. That's fine.
I would have been nice if they didn't hammer in the droid thing throughout the series, but it was still nice to see.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice.
So he's not a full Mandalorian.
No,
He's not from Mandalore.
right, but they're pretty much implying that all the Mandalorians that are left, or most of them, they're not from Mandalore. So, okay, I don't know how they're going to go with this, but originally the Mandalorians were an actual race from Mandalore. But then, in order to survive, they kept bringing in people and bringing them to their customs. So if we watch Clone Wars and Rebels, those Mandalorians that we see, that's it. They're already the interbred, like humanized, I guess to say a word, of Mandalorians. They're not the OG Mandalorians anymore. And I guess they started coming up with this thing to grab the orphans of other groups just to keep it going. So at this point, no Mandalorian's a true Mandalorian. Only if you follow the rules of the group. So that's why they were saying it's not blood anymore. It's just the rules.
Agreed.
If you follow that, you're Mandalorian. That's it. Until the moment you take off your helmet, you're not in it anymore.
Yeah. So this guy did mention, Grand Moff Gideon mentioned the whole thing of the 1,000 Tears of the Mandalore. So what do you think happened? Did Mandalore go through some bullshit? Did Mandalore really fully go extinct, or is Mandalore still around in this world? And it was just a devastating, like, life eviscerating war that happened that dwindled the numbers to almost literally nothing because they still come out in Star Wars Rebels.
Right, but their
So
numbers
is that
aren't
after Star Wars Rebels?
their numbers aren't dwindling then. So the Thousand Tears, the Night of a Thousand Tears, is just a battle that happened during the Siege of Mandalore, which is something that happens during Clone Wars, which we're gonna see in the new season of Clone Wars coming out, because that's where Ahsoka is. Pretty much, it's a battle that happened during the Clone Wars at the same exact time that Order 66 happens, which is where the clone troopers turn against the Jedi. So it's like all of that happened at the same time, and I guess a lot of people died. So that's why they call it the Night of a Thousand Tears, which the Thousand Tears is clearly like of everyone crying for like the Jedi dying and whatnot. So he's just saying that he was there, and that's probably why he got the black saber. But no, I don't think it dwindled the Mandalorian's numbers to nothing. Something else happened between Rebels and now, which is the original trilogy.
Well, Rebels is between 3 and 4.
Yes,
or
yes,
6 and 7.
No. Rebels is between 3 and 4, and because it's the start of the rebellion, and the Mandalorians were still in great numbers. So something happens where I guess they actually, in the middle of them fighting back against the Empire, they just started becoming extinct and maybe just fucking got out in their own separate tribes just to survive because they couldn't take it. So that's what it was. And then, of course, we see Moff Gideon at the end with the black saber. And the black saber is famous because it was a Jedi that was Mandalorian.
It was the first Mandalorian Jedi.
Yeah.
The first Mandalorian Jedi created it. And it's passed down to the leaders of the Mandalorians. So the fact that he has it, that means he killed a leader.
Yeah, he killed somebody.
So
in
it's
a dickish way.
So it's safe to say that he killed the leader of whoever the Mandalorians were during the original trilogy, and that's probably why he became a Moff, which is essentially what Tarkin was. That's the highest fucking general ever.
I think the Mandalorian you're talking about, I think he comes out in Rebels. I remember I was listening to a podcast and they were stating he comes out in Rebels, but that's beside the point. I did like that they brought that in because it's just another history of Star Wars that kind of like tied into the overall universe.
Yeah, and it just has the shows make sense. I mean, they always made sense, but now you really see it making sense.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, now I need to, because before we saw Forrest Whitaker's character in Rogue One, and we were like, who's that? Oh, you had to watch Clone Wars to see who he is. You know. So you've always saw little bits in there, but now you really see like, oh, this is like, it's unmistakable. You got to fucking watch Clone Wars now. Or even when Solo, when Maul came out, everyone's like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, you had to watch Clone Wars.
And the whole point of Maul that makes it special, he took over a sect of the Mandalorians.
The crime syndicate. Right. He had the black saber at one point.
He had the black saber.
So that's interesting. We got to see how that played out, which will happen in later things.
So the whole thing, it brings it all in full circle, man. And I think that's what makes it so cool because the black saber was introduced in the Clone Wars. And now you see the black saber going through all these different properties. And what the funny part is, minus Solo, is that everything is Dave Filoni. You know what I'm saying? Dave Filoni introduced the black saber. And then they brought it into all these other properties, which is pretty
Well, the black
awesome.
saber was one of the extended universe things that he brought in. He made them canon.
It's like Admiral Thrawn. He made it canon.
Yep.
Too.
All that stuff.
So, yeah.
You raised your finger. You're going to say something.
Yeah. No. I was mentioned already Baby Yoda. We spoke about it, but not
You're
really.
right.
Yeah.
You're right. We didn't,
So yeah,
she just
what's
said he
up
was
with Baby Yoda? Chantel, man, what's up with Baby Yoda? Tell me about
I
him.
love him.
So Yoda fucks, basically.
I mean, they have to reproduce. How else are they gonna have a race?
I mean, he's 50 years old, so you know.
So that's what makes
He's a
makes me
baby.
curious about this Yoda thing, right? So let's break down his age essentially, right? Let's break it down. So Yoda, original Yoda, he's how old when he dies?
900 and change.
900 and change, right? So this Yoda race must have a very weird development cycle, right? So let's say Baby Yoda is 50 years old and he acts like a 1-year-old, maybe 2-year-old.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because he's walking, he's waddling, but he
2 or
doesn't really
3.
talk. So maybe he's like 2 years old. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
So every 50 years is 2-year-old.
No. Remember, this is going to be totally different. You got to now put 50 years old is a toddler and 900 is death. So from there, that's where you have to.
That's what we were saying. So we're saying that like at some point, his age in the next maybe 50 to 100 years, he has a major jump in his advance.
Correct.
Like
He is a different race, so
Yes.
this
So
could still make sense.
it
Like
makes
every
sense.
different.
Well, I'm trying to break down his development
Yeah.
cycle,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I don't know. Math
so at
is
some
not my
point,
thing,
he
so.
has to, between the next 50 to 100 years, he has to become a child, teenager, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So he has to go through a massive development cycle. Because if at 900 he's old, so in the middle somewhere he is his prime, right? Essentially,
Right. Let's just say the smack dab in the middle. 450 is
prime years
is
because if you think
is
about
prime.
because if you think about it, at the end of 3, all the way to when he dies in 5,
Yoda.
right? Yeah, when Yoda, right? Yoda, in Yoda terms, right? Yoda at the end of 3, and when he goes to number 5, is a very rapid decline.
But here, so think about it this way. From when you're a baby to when you're a full adult, that's what, like 21, 22, 23, 25,
yeah,
something
when you
like
hit
that.
your 20s,
All right, so that's your first quarter. That's it. So the rest of it is just
decline.
Think of it that way.
Because Yoda in 20 years declined massively. Because let's say Luke is 20 years old when
But
he meets Yoda.
remember his declining, he was still fucking...
He was still
fighting Count
amazing.
Dooku and doing
Yeah.
flips.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. At the end of 3 to when he meets Luke, his decline is drastic.
Right.
It's like 20 years.
I mean, but he's still
Yeah.
old in the prequels because
Because he still has the cane.
he still has a cane.
He just has the jumps, and then he's like, all right, let me catch my breath right quick.
Yeah.
So at that point, he's
Catch my
probably
breath,
like
I
what?
must.
He's probably like 70 in human years.
Stop trying to
that
add
point-
logic to it, man.
I'm just saying.
It's a fucking alien. I know what you're
know.
trying to
Alien
say.
say that at some point he has to develop very fast, right?
Yes.
So my point is that the next
Puberty.
season has to be about him either being able to talk in a manner or be able to finally move more physically.
No.
Like that.
There's no way.
Do you think there's gonna be a time jump in season 2?
But
No.
think about it. If you time jump too far,
Mandalorian's going to be too old.
If you time jump too far, he's too old, and you get into the new trilogy, and you do not want to
No.
fuck with the new trilogy.
No. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that.
He's going to stay a
They're
child.
focus on the journey of him finding his people, whether
Yeah.
it be the Jedi or his race. That's the point. This isn't as much
This
as
is Lone Wolf and
this
Cub,
is-
and the story of
yeah.
Lone Wolf and Cub is he never grows up.
It's not even just that. It's the point. The point of the show is to find. It's the journey of them finding where he belongs really. Because in the end, he's not going to belong with the Mandalorian because of the age difference. It makes no goddamn sense. There's no way he's not really gonna.
Yeah, he's gonna die before.
Yeah, he's gonna die before like
even,
Yoda
like,
even
yeah,
knows.
before the
Well, not
toddler.
Yoda. He's obviously not Yoda. We're just calling him that because there's no actual name for him. But the
There's
baby.
no actual name for the race.
yeah.
Right.
So
I mean, it could be Yoda.
There was Yoda and
We're
Yaddle. Yaddle was the other one. There was the female
we're
on the
just gonna
council.
call him Baby Yoda. So there's just gonna. That's the point of this is the journey. That's it. They're not gonna focus on. They're gonna probably explain the background of the race and the background of why they're all, I guess, maybe
Very rare.
Rare, also sensitive to the Force that
But
much.
the race is always sensitive to the Force. They're one of the biggest sensitive beings.
Well,
in
that's
the
just
universe.
us assuming because
That's
we've
us
only
assuming.
met 3, and all 3 use the Force.
Yeah, but we don't know if it's just a coincidence or if it is really the whole race. We'll see. We'll find out. But they will explain that stuff, I'm sure. But they're not gonna. Baby Yoda is not supposed to be the main thing here.
Yeah, we're not going to watch him grow.
No. He's gonna be.
We're watching the
Mandalorian
Mandalorian grow.
grow. That's what this fucking journey is about. So he's doing his duty as a father now to him.
And his clan, because the clan
his clan.
the clan is a fatherly, motherly clan.
Yeah.
It is a very nurturing clan.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the point of this. And I love it because, and this is going to be me coming into my social justice warrior here.
Go.
I love that they're showing a non-toxic masculinity. He's hardcore. He's super badass. He's manly, but he's not a fucking prick.
Right.
He could have had. He's had his
nurturing.
prick. Yeah, he's had his
nurturing.
prick moments in the past, but he's grown out of that, and now you're seeing him grow even more as a father figure, having that side of him that's nurturing and that's a good person, with still being a manly guy for anyone who's into that. So I really enjoy that in
Right.
this as well. It sets a good
Message.
good message, good role model for boys. I really enjoy because he's not like cooing this baby either, you know what I mean? But he's still giving him what he needs.
He's giving him the ball. When he
He's
wants
giving him
it.
the ball now, the little silver ball. Now he has his little necklace, things like that. So he is being fatherly and lovingly in his own way. Even though he's still getting used to it.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting him to
be throwing the baby up and down.
Exactly, But I think that for what it is, like, I think they're doing a great job with the relationship between the baby and him. And I am happy with that. So I'm excited to see how that grows even more into a beautiful relationship. So I'm happy with this.
Yeah.
How'd you guys feel about the story arc of IG-11, his character arc? Did you guys feel emotional at the end?
No. Not at all.
It was predictable, but it was still nice to see the way
it was
they
nice,
did it.
but I wasn't like,
Where he terminated himself, basically.
Essentially.
my emotions only went spiked when they were hurting Baby Yoda for a second.
Oh yeah, I'm just like, why are you hitting the baby?
But I was so happy how he destroyed them. I was like, that's exactly how I feel.
I'm here to nurture and protect.
And I just loved it. I was just like, wow,
I
they
think-
took my feelings and did exactly what I would do to those guys.
I don't understand how IGs work in that universe, but they're so overpowered. Oh my god!
They're OP.
Because remember they go, oh, it's just an assassin droid. I'm like, hello, did you see what this assassin droid? Why is everyone so chill?
And
if an assassin droid walked into a town, I'd be scared shitless.
Yeah.
Because he just fucking owned the whole town. I'm like,
when
so overpowered.
with the baby strapped to him, he's just fucking shooting everybody down.
Dude.
I'm just like, what?
And then you wonder, like, why haven't you made more of these?
Right, I know. Because in
They're
Clone
probably
Wars,
hard to make.
in Clone Wars, they show up and they're pretty fucking scary because the red lights and it was a dark scene and you see them flipping around.
Yeah.
But this guy was like going ham on everyone.
Yeah,
I was
dude.
like, yo, he's so overpowered.
He was so good though.
Which makes me think that, in Empire Strikes Back, when they have all the bounty hunters and that's where Boba Fett first shows up, there's an IG-88 right next to him. And I'm thinking, that motherfucker's going to kill him before all of y'all. Because that guy is nuts.
Yeah, those droids are fucking crazy, man. It was pretty cool. I mean, I think it was nice to see that drastic change he had, especially when with the episode before you see him relearning everything again, and I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, how to like crunch. He was crunching things too hard.
He was crushing everything. So I think that was pretty cool to see how a droid was a fucking badass and meant to destroy everything, becomes this nurturing robot.
And exactly what the Queel character was saying. He's like, why you hate a droid? It's just like a hollow shell.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a tool. You're hating a tool.
Yeah.
It's used for something. So there's no point in hating something that's not like real, technically.
That doesn't know what it's actually doing.
Yeah. So it's like you hating droids is fucking stupid. That's essentially what he was saying. I have spoken. I really like this character, and this is where I'm going to get to the part.
Cool.
When he dies, it was an emotional scene. I was like, oh no, shit, he's fucking dead. Like, and then the way they left it all cold, and they end the episode like that, and I'm like, damn, Mando's gonna be pissed. And what do they start the episode with? A fucking joke about how those stormtroopers that killed him can't aim for shit. How are you gonna do that when you just shot one of the main characters? You're gonna make a joke about how they can't shoot? It's a good joke in itself, but I thought the timing of it and who they did it with was stupid. They should have done it with like fucking stormtroopers in the beginning, in the early episodes. Not at this part. I was like, fuck you, Taika. There you are, trying to make a dramatic moment funny again, like you did it all over Ragnarok. Fuck you. Great episode nonetheless. But it was that scene.
It
I was
was
like,
funny, but I do agree.
Yeah.
It should have been like.
it was
in a different
funny,
part.
and then I kept wincing, and I'm like, but this is right after. Obviously, we watched it. Most of us watched it a week
I
away.
mean, to be fair, they were shooting at him for a long time until they finally hit him. So I guess there's that. But,
Yeah,
but
but it's an
but I know what
emotional
you mean.
moment,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then I don't know. It just didn't match the tone of everything else.
Well,
it's
for
fine.
me,
They died a beautiful death.
It was a typical Taika moment. I'm just like, damn you.
For me, I liked that whole scene was amazing because the whole interaction with the stormtroopers and you hear them talk and
it was funny.
awesome. But I didn't like it for the fact that they didn't even fit the theme or the message of the entire show. It didn't fit.
It felt
the
out of
show.
place. It felt
super out of place because the show was never funny like that.
But that's what Taika does. He comes in
Exactly.
and he just puts
It's-
something to be funny, and
and you
it's
could
just
tell
like,
that was Taika.
bro.
It was Taika all the way.
It's like this is why I have this like
So
weird love-hate relationship with Taika. I'm like, you're not a bad director, and
He's
you're
good.
not. You're funny, But I feel like he's kind of like that awkward kid that tries so hard to be liked.
He's like, wait, you guys can't be sad. Here's a moment to laugh again.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, but can I be sad for a moment?
Yeah.
Let the beats, like, give me a beat so I can feel it.
It's just...
Yeah, it's...
And he's like, Quill. His body is smoking, and it's like, hey, try to shoot that can. And I'm just like, oh my God.
I agree with you what you're saying, that it doesn't mesh with the overall arching theme of the show and how it feels, but I did like that dialogue and that scene because it adds some layer to like
a day in the life.
Yeah, and it adds some layer to the empire of like he shows up, shoots your own troops. It's like, oh man, like why? That's what we gotta do. We gotta come in and make noise, which you see several times throughout like the series of Star Wars. They come in, they fuck shit up just to fuck shit up.
Hey, he shot his own guys. Well, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta show you who's boss.
Yeah, and it also kind of like ties into that fact of like because for the most part the shows, especially for the Clone Wars, there's the show Clone Wars, the movies don't really give characters don't really give a character or a sense of ownership to the stormtroopers. They just seem like mindless, like droids
yeah.
at point.
Except for Force Awakens, yes.
Yeah. And so this kind of and now that we have that the whole with Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, the whole rebellion of the stormtroopers, we do have stormtroopers now in this show questioning like the acts of the Empire,
The morality of it, right?
The morality. I mean, it's in a joking way, but it still adds that layer of like, yo, man, what we're doing is this is fucking crazy, basically.
It reminds me of what he did with Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah.
Because all the Nazis were like, hey, isn't it crazy? You know, like, there was a lot of those moments in JoJo, and it's Taika.
It's a Taika thing, yeah.
Yeah, so at its core, I did enjoy that conversation because it adds a layer to the stormtroopers. But I agree with you guys both that it doesn't fit the theme.
It wasn't the right time for it.
They could have done that maybe like you said a few episodes beforehand, especially not when all the shit's going down.
Yeah, especially during some filler episode or something.
Right.
Yeah. During a filler, it made sense because it's filler.
Yeah.
Like, ah, cool, nice.
Your brother was losing it at that point. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
laughing so hard.
Yeah, he was laughing at that part.
But yeah, I really did enjoy that.
How'd you guys feel about the armor? I'm trying to think of all the side
Oh, I
characters.
love that
the armor. I thought she was pretty fucking
She was
cool.
awesome. And I love how
She was kind of the leader, sort of, or at least
I think she was kind of
Yeah.
the leader.
or maybe because everyone kind of had to go
I think-
through
I
her
think it's-
anyways.
I-
She was like the
I think she was kind of maybe like the elder.
like the
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, like the elder. You know how like those kind of like
The
the
wise
way that
one,
they were
essentially.
going through it, like the whole tribe creed thing. They always listen to like the
It was like not necessarily a leader, but you know your shit.
yeah, the elders
Everybody
always
still
like.
listens to her, though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel that it went about. So
Yeah.
it's like you always listen to the elders. So blah blah blah. So
I did like how they had mentioned that when Baby Yoda first helped him to kill that creature, he chose not to get the sigil because it's like, oh no, it wasn't an honorable kill because I didn't do it.
I didn't do
But then he ends up getting the sigil anyways because she's like, well, now you guys are a team and you guys work together to kill it. So there you go. That is your clan sigil or whatever. So I thought that was kind of cool that it brought that around to solidify that.
it was so cute.
It was like, that's it, man. That's yours.
Yeah, that's your
You're
baby.
a clan too now.
That's your Padawan.
That's you baby daddy now. And he's like, oh shit. And it was so cute when he went to his
is the
leg and
way.
like grabbed it.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. I wanted to die. It was so
You
cute.
just want to punch it.
No, I just want to love him forever. He's so cute.
But overall, I really like the show.
I really like this show.
It had plenty of flaws, but you know what? I had so much fun, and it was just so different and nice to get something different that I was just like, fuck it, this is great, bro. Give me more. Another.
I really liked what's that character's name? The black dude.
Carl Weathers,
Yeah, I really liked him.
Grief Karga. Yeah, I liked him too.
Yeah, like hey Mando, and I like
Mando.
It's like, do your hand thing. Hey baby, do your hand thing.
He's saying hi. It was so cute.
That scene during the battle when he just takes a drink, he's like, fuck this, we're gonna die, I might as well get drunk.
Yeah, I really like him, and then there's a few parts where that it took me out where I'm just like, that's a terrible line, or like it's kind of cheesy, where like he's like hurt and he's like, it's gonna eat me. It's not gonna eat. Come on, dude. Like,
Yeah. Well, because it was a joke.
Trying to eat me because he was like, oh, he eats meat. Like,
Yeah. Well, it's also because he saw it eating frogs and shit. So,
Yeah.
but it was a little weird. It's like, no, look at the size of his mouth. He's
yeah,
not gonna
like
eat it.
it's gonna eat me. That's the only part where I'm just like, all right, dude, like chill. Like,
Yeah.
I wish he would.
Yeah, just pick him up and throw him. Like he's not gonna.
do the hand thing, baby.
Oh, I did like how they made him use the force, obviously, but they didn't overuse it. Like the moments where he had to use
Because
it
he's a baby still. He
was
can't-
right.
Yeah.
But they were all like dramatic moments. Like
Yeah.
remember early on when he's injured from the
trying to
fight,
heal
he was
him.
trying to heal him, and that's
Yeah.
when he started. He's like, "Get the fuck out of here, kid!"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
touching me. So it was like the breadcrumbs that he was gonna do something. Like ET style,
Right.
But I just love when he fucking blew up that flamethrower,
I know. So he literally
That was
went,
so good.
"Fuck you," and then
Yeah.
just like.
and then of
But
course,
the little hand flip is
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
liked. He was just like, and just like fucked him up.
and then
it was great.
and then he's like, "And coma."
and good night. I also like that they kind of showed his that even though he is force user, that he was like, I will fucking force choke a bitch for
Oh,
hurting
right.
my dad.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because there was no light side, dark side. It's just force.
Just force.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's a baby.
I forgot
so-
about that scene. Yeah.
Yeah. So
She's like, with her acting.
no, I remembered it because of the. I remembered it because of the meme we just saw with the guy with the gummies. He was like, "Here, guy." He was giving the gummies. Remember, I sent it to you. The video.
No, I don't remember.
Oh
that.
my god! I literally just showed it to you now. Do you know the videos of Ryan
of feeding Ryan.
feeding Ryan? They
Yeah,
were doing
yeah.
that, but feeding Baby Yoda the little gummies.
Ah.
One of them was him like doing this, but it was choking the chick. But and then like Mando's like, "Don't do that!" And he grabs.
Oh, wait,
him,
wait,
and
okay,
the
sorry.
gummies fall.
Oh, yeah. I see that. I was like, don't do it.
Don't
Yeah,
do it! He
yeah,
just
yeah.
grabs it.
Okay, yeah, where he's doing it on the TV, kind of like
Yeah.
the Ryan Gosling cereal.
That's
got
what
it,
I'm
got
saying.
It, got it. Yeah.
Jesus,
So good.
Sorry, I was a little slow trying to think of a meme, like an actual meme. Not
it's a video
not a
meme.
video. Yeah, a meme.
Meme.
So it's so the whole thing about like it's when the armorer was doing her thing and she mentions that the Jedi, he's not evil. So in their eyes, in the Mandalorian eyes, the Jedi were evil to them.
Yeah, because that was the cover story. Remember, the Jedi betrayed the Republic, and then that's why they had the order. That's why the troopers turned against them. So that's the cover story that they told everyone in the world, and everyone in the world believes that. So the only thing that was absolute bullshit is that he's like, the Jedi, what are those? What the fuck are you talking about? That was like 20 years ago. Like, you should know this.
Yeah, you
were
should
a
have at least
child.
seen one.
You were a child during the Clone Wars. The Jedi fought during the How do you not know what Jedi are? That was the part where I was like, I
Yeah,
don't
that was a
understand.
little weird.
That was the only weird. It took me out of it. Like, the fuck? I'm watching the show right now. I
feel like everybody
and they were
knows.
there. I'm
Yeah.
surprised Obi-Wan wasn't there to save you in that scene. 'Cause
Yeah.
That was like my longest theory for a while. I was like, Obi-Wan's gonna show up in Mandalorian, but no. Next time, baby.
Next time.
Anyways,
Cool.
I mean that about wraps it up.
Yeah.
Highly recommended.
Very, very highly.
Orlando says it's good,
It's good.
I like, yeah.
I love it.
but Watchmen's better.
Watchmen is far. It's not even close. Far, far and beyond better.
All right.
I didn't watch Watchmen.
There's a lot of better shows than Mandalorian.
It's Mandalorian is one of the best shows out there right now. I didn't
It
watch.
is.
I didn't watch Watchmen. I just don't care about
I would say
Watchmen. I
Witcher's
really
out,
don't give a
out
fuck.
there too. I love Witcher.
Watchmen, Fleabag. What else?
Fuck is Fleabag?
It's an Amazon show
an
that's
Amazon
apparently
show.
really, really
Written
good.
by the girl that plays the robot in Solo, and she's the star,
Yeah, and
Is
she
it
did,
another
Killing
angsty show?
probably.
Ugh.
she did
I'm
Killing
done.
Eve.
I'm
Is that
so
a what?
done.
Anyways.
I'm just done with Ang shows.
That wraps it up for Mandalorian
Amen.
season 1. Woo! Stay tuned for Mandalorian season 2.
Yeah, which just comes out like maybe at the end of the year.
Like a whole year from now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, essentially.
It's still worth the wait.
Yeah, it's still.
Don't cancel Disney Plus. Watch Clone Wars and Rebels.
Jeff Goldblum.
And the Jeff Goldblum show's pretty good.
For sure. You should definitely do that. We're going to get WandaVision this year, too. So next time, everyone, hope you enjoyed this review of The Mandalorian, a Disney Plus show.
Goodbye.
Let us know what you think about it. Follow us on our social media platforms. What's good?
All right. Bye-bye.
Till next time.
Bye bye.